Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So if you're new here, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get right into this video. So guys, huge week in the stock market. I haven't made a ton of stock market videos lately because the market's been kind of quiet the past week and a half, 2 weeks. But this last like 5 days, it just went nuts, guys. We're going to talk about what happened and why everything kind of went nuts. And we're going to talk about some of our biggest winners that I've picked out in past videos. That if you were in these stocks, you'd be up massively right now. So, okay. So first off, the Dow Jones spiked about 1,000 points this week. Insane. Look at this. Almost 1,000 points, guys. I believe it's 900 and some change, but insane week for the Dow. The Dow did incredibly well, but pretty much all around the stock market did crazy well. And we're going to talk about why that happened here in just a second. But we had countless winners, winners that I've picked out in past videos, winners that I've done videos on. We had a ton of winners come out of this, winners of 30%, 40% gains, just ridiculous numbers, guys. And yeah, we're gonna talk about that here in just a minute. But let's dive into why some of this happened. Well, obviously we were pulling back in the market and consolidating for quite some time, but we formed this teacup pattern. And when we formed this pattern and we started rejecting off of this 30,000 point level, 30,200 point level, we formed a pattern called a teacup pattern. Let me see if I can bring this up. Okay, so basically what we formed was we formed a pattern very similar to this rounded cup, which is kind of what we formed here, and shot straight to the moon. Almost exactly, guys. So we had this bullish trend, and boom, we shot straight back up through it. And basically the main sign of it is this rejection wick right here, which I guarantee if we were to pull this up on the wick level, we would probably see a rejection wick right in here somewhere. So yeah, insane, guys, absolutely crazy week. But the reason a lot of this happened was the Senate, okay, finally decided on Georgia, I believe it was, and it decided inside of a Democratic win, and them thinking that obviously, you know, Democrats are more towards stimulus. Businesses just soared, you know, because they're anticipating more stimulus now, and as they anticipate more and more stimulus, obviously stocks will seem to do better. Not necessarily the economy. Maybe the economy will do a little bit better because we'll have more money in circulation. However, businesses will be able to sustain themselves longer. And that's what the hope is, obviously, behind this kind of election results. But yeah, it was crazy, guys. This week was absolutely nuts. So let's dive into some of the winners that we had out of this week because it was crazy, guys. So one of the biggest winners we had was Fuel Cell, and I don't own a huge position in Fuel Cell. I own in energy companies. I really like energy companies. However, I don't own massive positions in these. But look at this. Look at this week, guys. 37% week. And I called Fuel Cell out probably, I'm going to say like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. And we formed this teacup pattern right here, shot straight to the moon, guys. Beautiful setup. And we made a ton of money on this play. Another one was Plug. Once again, another one I called out here. And another one I'm currently in. 89% this past month, but let's check out this past week, 53.58%. I hold about 1,100 on that. This isn't one of my bigger positions. These are more of my spec plays, but we killed it this week, guys. Absolutely destroyed it. And the reason why Plug was shooting is there's so they have basically, there's a couple different things, okay? One, obviously, with a Democratic win, okay, in the Senate, that will definitely throw more money into energy, okay, because the Democrats are obviously more towards clean energy, renewable energy, creating more energy And Republicans are more on the oil side of things, okay, where they kind of want to run through what's worked for years. And they also had kind of a breakthrough for hydrogen, and not to mention they have a South Korea deal going as well. I don't know a ton of details on this, but I do know that obviously because of the Senate and them advocating towards a lot of new renewable energy and everything else, not to mention the EV market is going crazy, that I figured this was going to happen. Yeah, and we won big, guys. We won huge. Let's talk about another position that we won on, Square. One of my biggest positions in my portfolio shot this week, huge as well, about 9%. It is just a huge week for Square. Absolutely massive. I ended up calling out this buy on this dip. I made a video about a week and a half ago saying, look, I was buying Square on this dip. I will continue to buy. If it were to dip more, I would continue to buy even more and more and more. I bought on this dip and boom, right into profit, guys. Perfect setup, perfect trade. We are off of current resistance zones at this like 210-ish level. We still have a slightly bullish uptrend here. So it was just a beautiful setup. Everything went perfect on this, and yeah, I mean, this was great, guys. This was absolutely insane. Right now, we are sitting at a resistance zone at this 241 level. If it were to push through this 241 level, which I kind of expect because we are still in a little bit of a bullish uptrend, then it is very likely that this thing could shoot to 260, 270, okay? However, if it were to hold this resistance zone, remember, guys, when a top forms, a peak forms, a lot of times that peak is the next resistance zone. Just like if we were to dip below, let's say this 214 level, 210 level, this would now be the next resistance zone for this chart, okay? So if we were to fall to, let's say, 200 or 195 on Square, this 200 level, because it's this 210 level, 214 level, because it's kind of been there for a while, that would probably be the next major resistance zone. So when we're looking at a chart and we're analyzing some features of any chart, okay, the number one thing you want to look at is where are your resistance zones, where are your peaks, and are we recognizing any patterns, okay? Any type of teacup and handles, any type of breakout patterns, anything of that magnitude. And if you were to start to see something, obviously that's where we want to trade it, but we want to trade it off of a resistance zone. Right here, I told you we dipped to a previous resistance zone. I expected it to hold, it did, and we shot up like 10%. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful setup, beautiful play, okay? Let's talk about a new one I just went ahead and got into, okay? I ended up doing a buy on Redfin. I think I only put about 1,000 in this. Let me talk to you about why, okay? So you see this forming right here, okay? This very much, to me, looks like it's forming some sort of breakout pattern here. See what I'm talking about? This is almost like a teacup and handle as well, again. And it could very well shoot to the upside. And if it were to, I would expect once it breaks this $83 level, it to shoot to 100 to 110. I already entered this position in anticipation that it was going to go. I believe I entered at 72. So definitely sitting in quite a bit of profit here already. I expect this to continue to shoot. However, you know, when you're investing or trading, please use caution with these positions, okay? Not every trade is going to win. We just need to win more than we lose, and we need to manage the risk, okay? And when it comes to managing risk, you know, if your trade did not go to plan, right? If it were to dip below your resistance zone or what your plan was for that trade, you make sure that you cut it right away because it's not following your plan, okay? The number one thing you want to do as a trader, okay, is put your money in the best position possible to make money. However, if your trade is not in the best position possible to make money, it's better to pull that trade and not regret being in that trade than it is to keep that trade. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. You don't really want to regret your trades, okay? Anytime you're second guessing your trades, that means you're not sure of your trade, your setup, and your pattern, okay? If you're not sure of your trade, your setup, and your pattern, you shouldn't be in that trade. So pretty much this trade I'm pretty sure of. However, as I said, use your own risk, okay? This is a real trade. We are trading with real money. This isn't, you know, we're not at the casino, and this isn't Monopoly, okay? This is a real trade, and I do think that we're going to do really, really well on this. However, as I said, I'm just some guy on the internet, so we'll see how it plays out. Okay, one other stock we're going to talk about here really quick. I'm going to pull this up. Tesla, okay? Oh my God, Tesla. This stock is the never-ending stock. Like I swear, it doesn't matter what happens, where the market is. Like this stock just goes up. Like it doesn't even make rational sense. Like this is an insane stock, guys. I don't even know how to fathom it. And everybody's like, buy back in, and I'm like, I'm just one of those guys where the valuation for me doesn't even make sense to buy at this point. Like it just doesn't. For me to see this stock break even, right? I couldn't see this stock breaking even for the next like 5 to 10 years. Like based on where we're sitting, our price to earnings have to be massive, guys. And I don't even hold that much right now. This is a baby position, guys. Yeah, 1.63K. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God. Yeah, that is a painful price to earnings. Yeah, that is insane, guys. I don't even know what to say about this. I did pull out a massive trade on Tesla to about this 640 level because I expected this 640 level to be a level that obviously would sustain for a while and kind of reject off of for quite some time until probably towards the end of next year when it made this move. Well, it made this move already. So I don't even know what to tell you about this stock. This stock is insane. If you buy, just use caution. Go in with a trading plan and don't be a person that's willing to hold this stock forever, okay? If you are trading this, go in, trade it to the upside. If you start taking massive losses on this stock, this is a stock that I would cut immediately because it is so overextended. And I can't show you guys on this chart. I would have to pull up my Webull chart. But if you look at the moving average for Tesla, it is so overextended that it's actually ridiculous. So if we were to see a pullback, it is very likely that this pullback could be massive. Okay, that's why I'm saying to use so much caution with this stock right now. I'm still a Tesla bull. Like I still believe in the company long term in the next 5 to 10 years. But however, at this price to earnings, I could not rationalize even buying. I bought a baby position somewhere like in here, just to say I had it. But I have no ambition to add any more to this position. But let's talk about something else that I recently got into, guys, because I think you're going to find this really cool. Yeah, it basically says that over the next several years, it is very likely to hit $146,000. I think it's going to happen sooner than that. The fact that banks are now getting behind Bitcoin is definitely a thing where we're going to see it become more and more dominant in the space. I hate Bitcoin, guys. I'll be honest with you. I absolutely hate it. However, I have added about a 3% portfolio size to Bitcoin or so. I will not add any more. I own a little bit of Litecoin as well because I saw a little bit of a pattern there. However, I will not hold more than like a 5% position ever in Bitcoin. Okay, it's just way too risky for me. However, I do believe that it will probably because banks are now starting to back Bitcoin and Bitcoin as a currency, it is very likely that it will reach $146,000 in the next year or two. Because a company like Morgan Stanley is putting their name behind it, I couldn't see it not happening, guys. So basically, I did buy some Bitcoin. I do own some. I am very salty towards Bitcoin because Bitcoin owes me a lot of money because back in 2017, it robbed me quite a bit. Still a little salty about it, but you know, I do believe that it's going up. Okay, I believe that this time it will probably end up holding. Before it was bought off of hype. Now that it's starting to get introduced to the market and actually have some real uses, not to mention banks are getting behind it, it is very likely that it will remain in circulation, but not only in circulation, but it will remain kind of a real asset for people. But remember, guys, when you're buying something like Bitcoin, Bitcoin is only worth what the market says it's worth, okay? Whereas you can read price to earnings or anything else on a company, and you can evaluate it. You can tell whether it's undervalued or overvalued. At this point, we can't tell anything about Bitcoin. We can't tell if it's undervalued. We can't tell if it's overvalued. The only thing that we can tell is that analysts say it's probably going to be worth $146,000, and that banks are starting to get behind it. Because of those two factors, I'm in. Okay. However, I am not into the point where I'm going to throw, you know, I'm not going to remortgage my house or refinance things and throw like $100,000 into it. That's nuts, guys. Okay. This isn't an asset that I would put a massive amount of money into, but this is something that I am going to put some into. Just because I do believe in it long term. Now that banks are behind it, now that it's starting to get circulated a little bit more, and it's becoming more not just common knowledge, but for a while, banks were literally banning any type of Bitcoin exchange. Like, it was nuts, guys. It was nuts. And now that they're all starting to get behind it, it makes a lot more sense that this could be a long-term future asset in an indice, okay? Normally, I don't trade indices. I don't like indices. However, Bitcoin's a little bit different, okay? Because it very much could be a currency of the future, and it is finite, meaning it is limited on how many coins are released, etc. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to cover some of our massive wins in this past week, and Bitcoin, obviously, I've been in it for about a week and a half. So we made massive gains on this. I mean, I've been in it since like January 5th. So, I mean, I can't complain. I've made like 30% on this already, if not a little bit more. Yeah, insane, guys. But that's pretty much it for this video. If you did get some value out of this video, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and guys, until next time, see ya.